realms and to find your pathways that are predestined for you. Become independent and not dependent, and find yourself and know thyself.
Master Eric, Sundays from 4 to 6 p.m. on Power 102, empowering you.
Yes, people, you don't know this on every Friday. Fire Friday is.
Your reggae weekend startup is here. Fire Fridays is on.
Fire Friday is.
Every Friday with 9 Miles International.
Alright, Fire Fridays. This on every Friday with 9 Miles International. Yo!
Fire Fridays louder than ever. 6 to 9 p.m. Blazing the conscious fire with your favorite reggae superstars.
Fire Fridays.
Tune in and start your regular weekend with Fire Fridays. 6 to 9 on Power 102. Empowering you.
Broadcasting from 88 to 90 Abercrombie Street in Port of Spain, this is Power 102 FM and streaming live on power102fm.com. Sexplosion is on Power 102 and now on new days and at new times. The country's most informative sex education program, Sexplosion, is on every Thursday from 7 to 9 p.m. and Fridays from 9 p.m. to midnight with Dr. Raj, the guru of sex in the Caribbean.
A lot of times we think that sex is totally below the waist. It is not below the waist. It starts in the brain. The largest sex organ that you possess is your brain.
Tune in for discussion on all sexual matters. Sexplosion on Power 102, empowering you.
Well, thank you for sticking with us on Power 102.1 FM and FM. Special nighttime greetings to you. Special thanks, as always, to 9 Miles International, holding down the last couple of hours. Well, bringing on the time, it's now 7 minutes after 9 o'clock, and we do welcome you to Sexplosion on Power 102 FM with Sexologist Dr. Raj of Total Imogen, the Adult Therapy Center, which is located out at St. Augustine. There he treats all sexual dysfunctions in both male and female. May I remind you that this program may contain material that is not suitable for children. Parental guidance are therefore advised. And a very special nighttime greetings to you, family. How are you today?
Pleasant good evening to you. Pleasant good evening to all the listeners and those of you viewing on social media, those of you on Facebook, Instagram. Good evening and welcome to Sexplosion, your number one nighttime program for sex education.
Yes, as a matter of fact, I have fun number of years too.
Yep.
And we're still in the learning process.
Well, as always, you are always learning about sex. Like the question that was asked of me recently is, why do some people get married? Why do people get married? Is it because of sex? Is it because of true love? Is it because they want to get out of their homes? Why do people get married? And there's many reasons to get married.
Oh yeah.
And I know for a fact that some persons get married for sex also.
Yes. Because when you really look back, marriages don't last longer.
Well, not only for the marriage not lasting long, but there are some persons are just, how should I put it, lacking sex throughout their lives, and they meet someone and they realize that they can get sex regularly if they get married, and they decide to get married for that. So it's an excuse. Whatever excuse the person finds to get married, that is what they want to do. Yeah. So you know how it is. So we're here to talk about sex education and different things, but I wanted to fill in the viewers and the listeners. Of course, you know, the Dr. Raj Adult Boutique We open in Princestown and DB, and I'm there on a Tuesday. And I must say the response for people in Princestown is overwhelming. I see very soon I'll have to increase my time in Princestown because it's just growing rapidly.
But then again, there's only one of you, eh?
Well, that's it. That's a kind of hindrance right now because there's only one of me and persons need me all over. But what are you going to do?
Well, I am speaking on a world tone. On a world film, you know, of recently, I fear they are cloning a lot of people.
I'm not into that.
No, so if you want to get an extra you, there's a possibility.
You mean to get cloned?
We're going to get cloned.
I don't even want to look into it. If you get the information on it, keep it for yourself. I am not into that.
But the response is good in
The
Princeton.
response is very good, and I, of course, you know, I'm embarking on something new, a little shift from the normal thing that we're doing because of the audience we're reaching right now. I'm looking to increase that audience, change the audience, reach persons who have never heard of Dr. Raj or never heard of Sexplosion. All the things that we do, because there are lots of individuals out there who are not as educated as they should be when it comes to sex and sex education and their personal self.
Yeah.
And I think it is very important that persons get that knowledge and they're able to apply it to themselves in the best possible way and get the best out of it. It doesn't necessarily mean that you take everything that I say and use it, but there are some of the things that you need to address when it comes to your personal self and how best it applies to you and what you can do when it comes to those things. It could be something as simple as learning about yourself, how you react, the young persons who are growing up, the changes that takes place in their bodies and the hormone levels that changes and the feeling of horniness and euphoria and wanting to engage in sexual situation and not having the right information and maybe even being influenced by others to engage in sex when they themselves are not prepared mentally.
Yeah.
Because if you're not prepared mentally, you could become very messed up when it comes to sex. You know? And I've seen it many times. I've seen persons have a warped view of what sex is all about. I've seen persons who are supposed to be sexual and sensual and they have the look and they have the shape and they have everything for it, but they're not. They're just dry. They are unhappy. They don't respond normally. They seem to be at a loss as to what to expect from their bodies. They are not attuned to the things that are supposed to be happening. I have seen persons who have blossomed later in life because they have gotten the right information or met the right person or was exposed to certain things later on in life when they should have had that information prior to getting married or prior to getting into a serious relationship. But why don't we have that information out there is because of the way sex is treated and the way people look at sex and the whole issue of, you know, putting that information out there in a package or in a way that persons could take that information and better themselves. I'm not saying sex makes you better, you know. I'm saying that if you're engaging in sex, you should get the best out of it. However little time you spend when it comes to sex, you should get the best possible action and interaction and reaction from it. The best. Because let's say it's a short period of time. Let's say it's once a week or once a month, and it's only for less than an hour. Don't you think that should be the best less than an hour that you have when it comes to your sexual self?
Well, of course, yeah.
Because you're looking at personal satisfaction, you're looking at gratification, you're looking at whatever it takes to make you feel good. And a lot of times you don't know, you don't have the right partner, or the persons are not willing to show you what you really need to do to feel good.
They don't put out
So you're
100%.
shooting in the dark.
Yeah.
You are shooting in the dark. So sex education when it comes to those things is very important. Because a lot of times we as people, we are not given the information. We grew up in a closed-minded environment. We're not open to certain things and we just don't know. So because we are ignorant of whatever is happening, ignorant of our body's reaction, ignorant, there are persons out there who have been married or who have had child or children, and they don't know about sex, you know. They don't really know about sex. They had sex and they got pregnant and they have a child, or they got married and they had sex, but they really don't know about sex because they don't know about themselves. They don't know what will really push them. They don't know what they really need, because no one has ever exposed that to them.
So they have
The learning process is so vast, Junior, you will not believe, like everything else in life. If you have never had fine dining, you don't know what fine food tastes like.
Oh, of course.
So you will tell yourself that whatever you are accustomed to, that is the best food there is in the world. And it will be the best for you because that's all you're exposed to. But let's say a child who growing up only knows soft drinks and packed juices and whatnot. They think that is healthy and they think that's the best for them. When they're thirsty, that's what they want to quench their thirst. But it's not the best thing for them, and it may not be the best thing in the world. It's the same thing with alcohol. When somebody gets exposed to alcohol and they get the feeling from alcohol that they would initially get, and they would like that feeling, and they keep chasing that dream all the time that if I drink, I'll get that feeling, that that lightheadedness and that nice feeling and whatnot, even the feeling of being brave. So you tell yourself, okay, I should drink. But is that the best thing for you? Is it what you need to define you? So the same thing applies to sex. The things that are sexual, that you're not exposed to, that you have no idea about, that wasn't part of your vocabulary or your repertoire, you don't know. So when somebody's talking about it, you're in the dark, and you're trying to draw an opinion, or you're trying to give an opinion, but you can't really give an opinion because you never really experience it. A simple thing as being made love to. The things that go into making love. The caressing, the touching, the tasting, the massaging, the fondling, the fingering, the kissing. Some persons are not exposed to that. We may take it for granted because we are doing a sex education program. We are doing a program on sex. We have spoken about this thing many times. We engage in it. So we take it for granted that, yes, that's what you're supposed to do, and everybody knows that's what they're supposed to do. But is it so? How many persons really know what to do?
So they haven't really enjoyed the beauty of sex.
Correct. They don't know the beauty of sex. It's like persons, you're born in Trinidad, and you're living in an area that, a little town, and to you that's the best place in the world, because that's the only thing that you know. Until you step out of that town and you go into the city, and it's like, wow, this exists. Okay, so this is the best thing in the world. And the best thing in the world is in my country, so my country has to be the best in the world. Until you travel and go to another country and you're like, oh my God, this exists. People like this exist. They're so nice. There's no crime. You don't have to worry about being out in the night. You could walk the streets. You could wear any amount of jewelry you want. Wow, is this possible? So when you start doing those things, you're exposed to a different atmosphere. There are some states in the United States, you don't lock your car in. You know that?
Yeah, well,
You park your car and you leave it like that. Nobody interferes with your car.
Of course not, no.
They don't touch your car. Now, for the average person in Trinidad, hearing that, it's like, what? You don't lock your car. Very rare you lock your car, unless you have something in your car and you lock your car. But other than that, you don't lock your car. In Trinidad, you dare not do that.
As a matter of fact, I'm speaking in terms of certain places. There's certain places, and I know for a fact that you travel a lot. You go and you sleep and you leave the windows open.
Yeah.
And
But again, if you're not exposed to that, or even sometimes when we talk to the younger generation, we tell them what we grew up with, and they're like, wow, you never used to lock your front door. We never used to lock our front door.
But as a matter of fact, you don't even have to say anything, and just watch the expression on their face.
Yes, that tells you. So it's the same thing with sex. You tell someone about things involving sex. And okay, let's say a person have had the opportunity to be fingered, but not fingered properly. And it was painful because the person was dry, you wasn't really in the mood, the person was rough with you and all those things. Okay, your idea of that would be a distorted idea of what fingering is all about. It's the same thing with kissing. There are lots of persons out there who can't kiss. They don't know what it is like to kiss. They don't know how to use the lips, they don't know how to use the tongue, they don't know how to kiss properly. So when they are kissed properly, they're blown away by it, if they're ever kissed properly. So there are many aspects of sex, when done properly or in the right way, or if you're exposed to it and it is up your alley, because there are things that will be up a person's alley and there are things that will not be up your alley, meaning there are things that you're going to like or things that you're going to enjoy doing, and there are things that you may not ever enjoy doing. Isn't that so?
Well, yeah.
Right. So what do you do when you are faced with a situation where this is what I am actually experiencing and it is so different? How do you respond to that? So, are you prepared mentally, knowing these things? Now, if persons are listening to this program or then following this program, they will know that there are things like this. If persons have not heard this program and they're going to engage in something and suddenly they're placed in a situation where these things are happening, whether it be good or bad, they don't know. There's no differentiation between what is good and what is bad. There's nothing to compare it to.
Right. Well, of course, yeah.
Right? They themselves are not too sure if this is the right thing or if this is the right way to do it. That's why anal intercourse for most women is a painful thing that they don't want to do again, because it was not done properly the first time. Most women, when I speak to them about anal intercourse, when they come to me and they ask me a question, or the topic comes up in a seminar or forum, they tell you, no, I will not do that again, or I don't want to try that because it's painful, it will hurt, they don't tell you it's dirty, Most of them will tell you it hurts. So which means to say they have a preconceived notion that anal intercourse is painful, or they tried it and the person they tried it with was not patient enough to show them the right thing.
Anyway, folks, taking our time, it's now 21 minutes after 9 o'clock. Sexplosion on this Friday evening with the sexologist, Dr. Raj of Total Image and the Adult Therapy Center, which is located out of St. Augustine. I'll tell you what we are going to do is take a break, and we'll be right back with you. Stay tuned.
Standing united and moving forward. One people, one nation, and all in this together. Let's do this with journalism on Power 102.
You used to work with him.
Who's Scooby? Did you Scooby?
No, partner, man. His wife, they work in the same company. His wife, boss, they get close. Now, his wife, boss, stopped talking to her. The wife, boss, stopped talking to his wife, Scooby wife. And Scooby was happy about that because he seen something was going on. And all of a sudden, the ex-boss come back and talking to Scooby wife like if nothing happened. And talking to her every day. So Scooby get vexed. Scooby says something, he like what going on, he like what. And the wife and the husband, the wife boss, just get a divorce.
Really?
So Scooby,
Old firewood?
Scooby feeling that pressure with how he stopped talking to his wife and all of a sudden he get a divorce, he talking to his wife.
Extraordinary things happen when you align mind, body, and souls.
I want to continue. This is what it's all about on a Friday evening, right here on Power 102 FM Sexplosion with the guru of sex education, Dr. Raj of Total Image and the Adult Therapy Center, which is located at St. Augustine. And there he treats all sexual dysfunctions in both male and female. Well, here's where we give you the opportunity to interact with Dr. Raj live here in studio. All you've got to do is give him a call at 222-8255. Also at 612-8255. For those of you sending in WhatsApp and text messages, you can also do that on his private mobile, which is 740-1961. May I remind you that this program may contain material that is not suitable for children. Parental guidance are therefore advised. Yeah.
The amazing thing about being a sexologist is the number of scenarios you come across in life, or with people, or with clients and whatnot. And each time you're building information within yourself, and each time you're seeing something in a slightly different way. It's you looking at similar situations, not the same situation, but very similar situations from different angles. You know, if you have 10 persons in a room, and the 10 person is looking at one object, they will give you 10 different versions of that object.
Right.
Because if I ask you to describe that cell phone as you see it, you'll describe the back of the cell phone. If somebody's sitting here, they will describe it differently. If the person sitting there, they'll describe it differently. And that's because of perspective. But as a sexologist, when you look at different scenarios and you look at it from different angles, whether it's coming from the angle of the husband telling you, or the wife telling you, or a person who is involved telling you, you're hearing different things. And sometimes when you hear the three versions of it, you can come up with a good enough version of what's happening. But you're never 100% correct. And anyone who thinks that they're 100% correct, you're wrong. Because you'll still inject some of what you believe, or some of what you feel into it. Despite the fact of you trying to be professional as possible not to do that, you will still do it. It's in our DNA, it's how we operate, it is what we do. But we try to be as objective as possible. We try to look at things from many different angles. You try to listen to something that a person is saying, and you look for little slip-ups in whatever they're saying, and you examine those slip-ups and wonder why those slip-ups are there. So you come back and you try to come back and get that information from the person. So it's like interrogating someone. But remember, when someone comes to us as a sexologist or a sex therapist, they come to us for help. But they themselves don't want to give you all the information. They themselves will be giving you bits and pieces of information with the hope that you can unravel everything based on what they're telling you, and they don't want to tell you anymore. Over time, it unravels. It doesn't happen overnight. It's the same thing with a person with sexual dysfunction. They have a particular sexual dysfunction or erectile problem or whatever they may have. Women, dryness of the vagina. Some persons have an orgasm and they can't continue to have sex. Some persons have multiple orgasms and they want to have sex for a longer period of time. So there's so many different things that could happen to an individual. As a sexologist, you have to examine, well, how is this happening? Why is this happening? Is it because of the person themselves, their culture, their upbringing, their interaction, their partner? So you see how many things you have to look at?
A lot of different angles.
A lot of different angles, but the good thing about it is that you are trained to look at all the different angles. So you don't come up with one answer that is biased. And that's another thing. You don't want to be biased because you want to genuinely assist the person into what, assist the person in getting the help that they need, right? Helping them to overcome whatever situation they're in the best possible way. Because that's what they're seeking.
Yeah.
They're seeking that help. So you want to make sure you give them that help in every possible way. So when persons call, or even on the radio program, sometimes you hear two different versions of the same question. Sometimes a person hear you say something and their interpretation of it is different. Yeah. We get that all the time. Sometimes they interject whatever they feel the answer should be, or whatever they feel the question should be, and say, I say so and so. And that happens all the time.
Yeah, regular, as you mentioned, regularly here, we get callers like that.
It's the same thing with politics. It's the same thing with any professional part of life. It's the same thing. People hear what they want to hear based on their own biased nature. People don't look at the broader picture. They don't, like, I had this discussion recently with someone, and we were talking about the Trinidadians being Trinidadian, Trinbagonians. How much Trinbagonian or person born in Trinidad and Tobago, a true Trinbagonian, have put country first before everything else? How many persons do that? How many persons really look at what should be done? How many persons in a relationship puts the relationship first before anything else?
Yeah.
Because you have an entity called a relationship. Husband and wives have an entity called a relationship, a marriage, whatever it may be, common law relationship, whatever it may be. How much investment are you making in that to make it work? The sexual part of it, are you so selfish that you're not interested in your partner's needs and wants? Don't you think if you take care of your partner's needs and wants, he or she may take care of your needs now? Is it my needs that are first before your needs, or vice versa? What works best for us? How are we going to make things work in such a way that we feel good? So when I started off the program, I'm trying to reach the younger generations, and I'm trying to do things to reach the younger generation. There are persons who are below 25 years of age, who have never heard of Dr. Raj, who had not had the opportunity, because let's face it, the only thing that the younger generations are interested in is social media.
Oh, yeah.
They don't read newspaper, they don't watch TV, they don't listen to news.
As a matter of fact, as you mentioned that, I saw a news bit where they say that newspapers are going out of style.
Totally out of style. Yes, very soon there will be no newspaper. I think newspaper is.
People don't buy.
But look at what has happened to the Sunday Punch.
No,
that gone.
That gone?
Long
I didn't
yeah, that gone. They don't have that anymore. Well, they were going down the drain for a long time because they started to. They kind of lost their model. When the model was local girls and local content and whatnot, it was great. It was one of the best entertainment paper there was.
Yeah.
But when they started to steal things off the internet and whatnot, it lost its appeal.
That was a killjoy.
It lost its appeal because there was no longer local content. They weren't willing to pay the models as they used to pay them before. It became more like you're doing us a favor as opposed to we doing you a favor as opposed to you doing the favor for us, and we paying you for that. So the model changed over time, and the model failed. Same thing with newspaper. I travel a lot, and I see people, they go on their devices to read the newspaper in the morning.
Yeah.
That's what they do. I still like to hold a newspaper in my hand.
You see, that is something that you grew up with. You've gotten so accustomed.
I like reading a newspaper in the morning. I mean, I could put it on my smartphone, and I could put my smartphone on and read any of the newspaper. But I like reading a newspaper. As a matter of fact, I don't read books, e-books and whatnot. I read a book. I like to read a book.
Solid book.
A physical book. Then bend it the ribbon and read it. I like that. But I like it because I grew up with that, but the younger generation don't know that.
No.
So the very same thing, they don't know about sex education in the way we may know about it. They don't have the time to sit down and listen for a 2-hour program when there's so many other distractions out there. Person WhatsApping them, another person sending them something by Facebook, another person sending them a message and say, boy, yeah, check so and so. So many things happening. Murders are reported immediately on social media.
Yeah.
Crime, bad drive. There are things that are shown immediately on social media. Half of the time you don't know if it's true or not. Sometimes you need to verify whether it's true.
Yeah.
Because I don't like sharing information if I'm not sure if it's true. As a matter of fact, I don't share information.
I don't like. I'm not
Because I think when you share information and if it's false, you end up in trouble. I share songs and whatnot, not information. But I mean immediate information that is not verified. But that is what is happening all the time. And if they are not aware of the impact that education have on themselves, and they think there are lots of individuals, and I'm not knocking social media, and I'm not knocking technology because I believe in it. I know the importance of technology. I'm a Sanatanist Hindu, and we know the importance of technology. It is written in our books about technology. Right? We are part of technology. We know this is the age of Kali Yuga. We know this is the age of technology, computers and whatnot. We know that. We've been taught that from a very young age. Even before the word computer became popular, we were using the word computer, not knowing what the hell it was. Right? So, technology is good. But are you reaching the right people? Are you reaching the right people with the information? The young persons out there, the younger generation, and when I say young, I mean 25 and under, have a warped or distorted view of what sex is all about, what a relationship is all about. Most of them, not all, most of them. They get engaged, they get married, and they get into a relationship, but they're not too sure about themselves. If you're not too sure about yourself, how are you going to be strong enough to develop your partner?
Well, of course, yeah.
So these are the challenges we face all the time. These are the challenges I see from time to time with young persons who come to me. Because they just don't understand. They think that everything is instantaneous, and one of the things that they think is instantaneous is getting a child. If you can't get a child, they go to their in vitro clinic and they pay a heaping set of money to get a child when it's almost impossible for them to have a child that way. But the money is what drives the society. Money drives everything.
Yeah.
People don't look for the real solution to things, they look for the shortcut. What is the shortest possible way for me to make this work? And half the time they can't find that.
Anyway, folks, taking over 25 minutes before 10 o'clock, you are on the inside of Sexplosion on this Friday evening with Sexologist Dr. Raj Ramnaman of Total Image and the Adult Therapy Center. And just to remind you once again that our lines are active, it's open for those of you who would like to chat with Dr. Raj. Feel free at 222-8255, also at 612-8255. Now, for those of you who might be a bit shy and you just don't want to hear your voice on air, we don't call your names first of all, but you can send in your WhatsApp and your private text messages to Dr. Raj's private mobile, and that number is 740-1961. May I remind you once again that due to the material subject of this program, parental guidance are therefore advised. Yeah.
So those who seek the information, now I'm not saying I have all the correct information. I have correct information, but I'm not saying I have all the information, but I have the majority of it, and it could apply to the Trinbagonians in our society. It could apply to the Caribbean. It could apply to North America. It apply to this part of the world. The language for those who don't speak English is a barrier, because the program is not in Spanish or Portuguese or any other language. It is in English. So persons who have challenges with English will have a little challenge in interpreting whatever is being said. And I mean, I speak Trinidadian before anything else, and I'm proud of that. But the information, if taken in the right light, is very pertinent to you as a person. It is something that you could utilize, and it is something that could make you a better person, sexually and otherwise. So why not? That's why I'm trying to reach that age group, or that age bracket, 18 to 25, 18 to 28, that 10-year gap. And there are some younger individuals who will listen. Right now I'm seeking to get some young ladies to do promotional work at the stores, but also not only promotional work, but CSR work, and also to deal with the clients one-on-one on certain aspect of sexuality and sex. Sexual behavior.
Yes.
It is not your run-of-the-mill promotional person that you will find promoting a beer or promoting a rum or promoting a cigarette or promoting something else. It is persons who can promote sex education in their own way, based on the things that they like. So we have a heavy drive towards that to get the right person. We need about six women, and I say women between the ages of 18 to, let's say, 35, who are interested in doing that. It's a full-time job. It's a salary-paying job. You are educated in a particular way. You must have the personality for it. And I know a lot of time persons say they have the personality, but after speaking with them, you realize they don't have the personality.
Yeah.
They fool themselves into thinking, yes, I have the personality to do it, but they really don't.
And then apart from that, what you're dealing with is an adult industry.
It's an adult industry.
So you have to be really brave to express yourself in what you're advertising.
And I'm well aware of that. I'm well aware that the persons who will seek a job like this have to be first and foremost brave.
Yeah.
But being brave is one aspect of it. The second aspect of it is being able to learn the things that you're supposed to learn and putting it out in such a way that others get the benefit from it.
Yeah. Because you see, sometimes too, you might have someone doing that particular job, and you know they're very playful when they're expressing themselves on the product, and that's a big turn off. Because if I'm
You don't want to be stuttering and faltering and whatnot.
No,
You want to
no.
be fluent. You don't want the person to feel that you're just selling a product without engaging in anything that has to do with the product.
or you're selling something that you don't know about. You're
Correct.
just selling it for selling.
Correct. So that's why it's important, and education is important. Being educated. Sometimes when I go to the stores, the Dr. Raj Adult Boutique, like I go to David, they will ask me questions, and we'll go through things about a product, a particular line of product, and discuss it. I will give them as much information about the product as possible. It's a learning experience for them. So when they talk to a client, they're able to give the client the best possible information, correct information, and that is something that you always need.
Anyway, folks, taking your time, it's now 20 minutes before 10 o'clock. You are listening to Sexplosion on Power 102 FM. On this Friday evening, Sexologist Dr. Raj of Total Image and the Adult Therapy Center, which is located out at St. Augustine. We're going to take a break and we'll be right back with you. Stay tuned.
Something special. We're gonna come together. It's a meeting of the island. There will never be a time like this one. We come to connection and rest. Turn the eyes of the world to carry faster. Tell the God just to come and bring the best. Carry Festa 14.
Carry Festa 14, Trinidad and Tobago. Log on to carryfesta.net for festival information.
The president of the Amateur Swimming Association of Trinidad and Tobago invites you to the 4th UANA Pan American Youth 17 and Under Water Polo Regional Championships, August 14th to 24th, National Swimming Center, Vancouver. All national and regional federations can participate. Come, see the best in the region and support our national and regional youth participants. The 4th UANA Pan American Youth 17 and Under Water Polo Regional Championships, August 14th to 24th, National Swimming Center, Vancouver, where all participants compete to earn prestigious places at the FINA World Youth Water Polo Championships in 2020. The 4th UANA Pan American Youth 17 and Under Water Polo Tournament, August 14th to 24th. For more details, check out the Amateur Swimming Association of TNT's Facebook page.
I want to tell you that when it comes to nighttime radio, we are always one step ahead with a beautiful blend of sex education exclusively on Power 102 FM with sexologist Dr. Raj of Total Image and the Adult Therapy Center, which is located out at St. Augustine. Don't forget, folks, our lines are open. If you would like to interact with Dr. Raj, you can feel free, you can give him a call in studio right now. 222-8255, also at 612-8255. For those of you who would love to send him a WhatsApp or a text message of your question, you can also do that on his private mobile at 7401961. Yeah.
Pleasant good evening to Indira, Sun Angel, Visham, Yashmini, Sharon, Giselle, Anya, Renuka, Amelia, Usha, Larissa, Celia, Sandra, Sonja. And I see my good friend Brian Casa was on, my childhood friend. He no longer lives in Trinidad, but we grew up together in the same area.
Okay. Yeah.
And I saw a message here from somebody I haven't seen in a long time. Hi, Nikki, how are you? Where have you been, Nikki? Nikki said hi to Raj and Junior.
Hey.
I haven't spoken to Nikki in a long time. I've been trying to get in touch with her. I wonder what happened to her. I do miss you.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, will I miss her? If I miss her, I miss her.
But that's telling me that I mean,
Good night, Dr. Raj. When a man is kissing a woman and the woman get hot or get turned on with the man, is it they are attractive or connected to each other? No, kissing is a stimulation, you know. You don't have to be attracted to someone for stimulation to take place. And that's why a person will secrete while being raped. But that doesn't mean to say you want to be raped. The stimulation will cause you to secrete. The stimulation might even cause you to wind back. But that doesn't mean to say you want to be raped. So do not assume or do not confuse your behavior based on stimulation with love, attraction, chemistry. Because there are things that can happen with all those things. For example, let's say you meet someone. The person is not physically attracted to you, but you know what to do to a person to turn them on. You can turn on the person without their being physically attracted to you, and they will feel like having sex. Now, whether they go on to having sex or not is entirely up to the individual. It's like I'm not talking about date rape drug or anything here. I'm talking about something called Spanish fly. There's some person who want to put Spanish fly in a woman's drink and feel that she's going to have sex with him because he put something in her drink. It doesn't work that way, It does not work that way. Unless you're using a drug that will drug the person, knock them out, and then you can force yourself on the person. That is something totally different, and that is something I don't advocate. That is something I will never encourage anyone to do. That's why when the woman asked me for something to put in her husband or to give her husband to use, even to fix him sexually, I refuse to do that because I will not ever encourage anything like that. I've never done that, and I don't think anybody should ever do that. But getting back to what I was talking about, you could excite someone by physical touch, by something that you say, but the person may not be attracted to you sexually. Where the person goes with it is entirely up to them. Entirely up to them.
Anyway, folks, taking return, it's now 14 minutes before 10 o'clock. Just to remind you once again that you are on the inside of Sexplosion on Power 2 FM. Sexologist Dr. Raj of Total Image and the Adult Therapy Center, which is located on St. Augustine. Our lines are open if you would like to interact with him. Maybe something sexual you have on your mind and you need to get answers for, right? Well, 222-8255, also at 612-8255. Yeah.
I have met persons who have never seen porn, who have never been exposed to pornographic material, reading material. And it may sound strange, but when they get in touch with me, for whatever reason, their life changed. I've had someone tell me recently, look at how much thing I've learned in the past week, just knowing you. I say, well, that's what education is all about. I say, if I meet someone who is into farming, I will learn a lot about farming as long as I'm communicating with them, talking with them, or spending time with them, which I've done already. I've done many things. That's why when somebody bring up a topic, they're blown away that I could carry on a conversation about any topic because my mind operates in such a way that I want to learn about everything.
You program yourself like that.
Right? I program myself like that. So if a person is talking about farming, they're talking about space exploration, whatever, I could talk about it. And somebody they're like, how you know that? But it's because I put myself in a situation to learn as much as I could from people. But I don't limit myself to sex education because I'm a sexologist. That will be foolish of me to just limit myself to strictly sex. I like learning about other things, but I like enriching people's lives by teaching them things.
But apart from that, it puts you in a better position because, like, for instance, you might be having a conversation with a couple of people and they are discussing something and you know that you can fit right in. You can add to the conversation
Correct.
that they're having rather than just gaze all over the room.
Because, okay, let's put it this way. I have a friend, a member of his family is an artist, not artist, they paint. And I was looking at the painting of the member of the family and I started to talk about certain things and he's like, how do you see that in the painting? I said, well, that's how I interpret paintings. Well, how do you know so much about painting? I said, I don't know anything about painting. That's the little I know and I learn. And I mean, if I see a good painting, I will try to find out certain things about the artist and whatnot. And I could carry on a conversation about that. I had a friend who wanted to buy a piece of art for her home, and she asked me to go with her to get the piece of art because she had no idea what she wanted for her home. So that I started to talk to her about decor and placement and whatnot, and she was like, "What?" I said, "Here, just take out some pictures for the inside of your house and we'll go find the perfect thing." And we bought it. She took it home, and when she put it up, she said, "Wow, it just exploded in the room," which is what it will do if you know what you're looking at.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm not an interior designer or decorator. I just know to look for good things. But those are some of the things that I've trained myself over the years. I don't make it my life, as I've made sex education and talking about sex and those things as part of my life. But at the same time, I know all about it. I know all about different things. So persons should do that to themselves. Educate yourself in that way that you know a lot of things.
A little bit of everything, and it always fits in.
Yep.
And before taking our time, it's now 10 minutes before 10 o'clock. Sexplosion on Power 102.1 FM with the only sexologist in the Caribbean, Dr. Raj of Total Image, and the Adult Therapy Center, which is located at St. Augustine. We're going to take a break and we'll be right back with you. Stay tuned.
The president of the Amateur Swimming Association of Trinidad and Tobago invites you to the 4th UANA Pan American Youth 17 and Under Water Polo Regional Championships, August 14th to 24th, National Swimming Center, Vancouver. All national and regional federations can participate. Come, see the best in the region and support our national regional youth participants. The 4th UANA Pan American Youth 17 and Under Water Polo Regional Championships, August 14th to 24th, National Swimming Center, Vancouver, where all participants compete to earn prestigious places at the FINA World Youth Water Polo Championships in 2020. The 4th UANA Pan American Youth 17 and Under Water Polo Tournament, August 14th to 24th. For more details, check out the Amateur Swimming Association of TNT's Facebook page.
All-inclusive
mistake,
Saturdays
honey.
on Power 102 FM with the best music and personalities to power your day.
It was a
On Saturday.
montage, but they call everybody names, so
Sir Charles, Space, DJ Maggie, Gayland, and the ultimate DJ Shane. All-inclusive Saturdays on Power 102
thank you very
FM.
much.
The power of music. All-inclusive Saturdays from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. all day on a Saturday on Power 102, empowering you. The Reggae Ride, each and every Saturday from 6 to 10 p.m. on Power 102. The Reggae Ride with the Empress, Gaylan, and the ultimate DJ Shane.
Tune and good music.
Join us for some soothing reggae music on a Saturday.
Great reggae music.
The Reggae Ride. From the old to the new, we play only the best. The Reggae Ride, Saturdays from 6 to 10 p.m. on Power 102, empowering you.
Well, I can tell you that knowledge and experience, this is what it's all about. When you are listening to Sexplosion on Power 102 FM with the guru of sex education, Dr. Raj of Total Image, and the Adult Therapy Center at St. Augustine. Don't forget our lines are open if you would love to chat with them at 222-8255, also at 612-8255. If you do decide that you want to send him a WhatsApp of your question or text message, you can also do that on his private mobile at 740-1961. Yeah.
I have to say goodnight to Sexy Sad. I haven't spoken to her in a while. She looks so pretty without glasses and beautiful, really beautiful woman. At least she's listening tonight, which is a good thing.
Just by looking at the expression on your face.
Well, I'm looking at more than one thing here. More than one thing.
Well, I know who it was. It's about what? It's 5 minutes to 10 o'clock. Well, I know who just got in. So.
You know who got in? Somebody was out?
Yeah. No, but I know one of our regular listeners. She joins us all around this time.
I wonder who that could be, boy. Long ago it used to be Yvonne.
Whatever became of Yvonne?
I don't know if she stopped
just
listening.
rode off into the
No, well, I talk to her almost every week.
And there was a beautiful lady in South.
In South?
Yeah, I used to call her on a regular basis.
A beautiful lady in South. I don't know.
There's so many. Anyway, what we are going to do is we're going to go to the lines here. Let's see. Hello and welcome to Sexplosion. Good evening.
Oops.
Just once.
Turn it on. Better you turn it on. I have to go through a maze to get to that.
Good evening.
Hi. Not here.
She always complain about pain, headache, back pain, stomach pain, shoulder pain. What's that?
I didn't get what you were saying, you know.
It's your wife, right?
Uh-huh.
And she's always complaining about shoulder pain, back pain, headache. Every day she have a pain.
Well,
Crazy blood.
something wrong. Why would she have a pain every day?
I don't know.
She having injuries, a spinal injury, any injury to her nervous system?
No.
How old is this person?
50.
Well, could be old age.
Could be that 50.
Yeah, it could be old age. No, but I'll tell you something. It's amazing, you know. When you reach certain milestone in your life, after 30, when you get to 35, 40, you start to feel pain where you never felt pain before, you know. And your body changes, and it depends on how many children she have had, the hormonal changes that would have taken place in her body, right, over the years. So if a person, sometimes it may be genuine pain, but they are painkillers. There's a saying, you know, why suffer with pain and headache when you could simply take a tablet and it goes away?
Right. But
Right.
it could be a form of madness.
It could be a form of mental illness, yes.
Oh yeah, it's actions.
Yeah, it could be the person making an excuse not to be intimate with you also.
Well, this was the question. I was thinking about.
No, well, I'm getting there. Well, we have to eliminate some of the things before.
Because he didn't mention if it was a sexual thing. He just mentioned pain.
You're right. But sometimes a person don't want to be intimate with you for whatever reason. You may have had infidelity in the relationship and she don't longer want to be with you that way. So she complains of pain all the time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right?
Also.
Sexy sad, you're too young to get pain like that. Celia says good night to you, Dr. Raj and Mr. Junior. I'm locked on. Petal says good night. She's saying good night to everybody on the thing. Good night to everyone. That's what you should say instead of saying good evening to this one. Good. I see Checky's locked on.
Hey, checking on your okay.
I don't get pain. What's wrong with you, man? Okay, well, was that your husband calling to complain about you? She reacted as though it was her husband. What's wrong with you, man? You have to be so careful with radio sometimes. Sometimes a person will respond to something, but they would not say what they're responding to. And it may be out of context at the time that you read it. So you have no idea what they mean or who they're referring to.
Where they're coming from.
Correct. That's one of the challenges with radio, you know, you're not too sure what they're responding to unless they say it.
Yeah.
So, but that issue with the pain issue, he should be able to say what's happening in his relationship.
Yeah, he should be able to, you know. And if it's something that is happening...
If it's a relationship issue and the person is using that as an excuse, well, then that's what's happening.
Yeah. They don't want to tell you in a direct form, but they're telling you in pain. Right, tell you. Anyway, folks, taking our time, 10 o'clock in Trinidad and Tobago, Sexplosion on Power 102.1 FM with Dr. Raj of Total Image and the Adult Therapy Center, the only sexologist in the Caribbean. Don't forget our lines are open if you love chatting with him at 222-8255, also at 612-8255. May I remind you that this program may contain material that is not suitable for children. Parental guidance are therefore advised. Yeah.
So that's why we
Okay, before we go back.
go ahead.
Hello and welcome to Sexplosion. Good evening. Hello, good evening. Family? Family here, but they don't want to talk. Hello? Okay. There you go.
Sexy sad is telling me she's sexy sad. Oh, you feeling sexy and sad? Okay.
That's not good. Sexy and sad. That's a peculiar. That's a strange position to put yourself in.
Is that the person sexy and sad?
Yeah, but the only thing I think of, they're feeling sexy, but the person who they want to have sex with, or who they would love to, is not available. So you're sad. Is that possible as a sexologist?
Yeah, of course it is.
Mhm.
Of course it is. You know, sometimes you with someone, and you're longing to be with someone else, and that makes you sad. Or sometimes you don't have someone, and you're longing to be with someone, and you have an idea who that someone will be, and it's not happening. But I'll tell you something, and this is something I have found true. If you have that interest in someone, sexually or otherwise, let the person know. Let the person know, and if the person is kind enough, they would discuss it with you and find a solution for you. The solution may not be having sex, you know. It may be something totally opposite to that, but at least there is a solution and there could be closure. And not every time that you feel you can have sex with someone and you find yourself in a situation where that person means that you will have sex with the person, you know. That's another thing. I know there are persons who don't trust their spouse or their children to go on certain assignments and whatnot because they're afraid that they get involved in a sexual situation.
Yeah. Okay, stick up in. We have a caller on the line. Hello and welcome to Sexplosion. Good evening.
Dr. Raj.
Hi.
I want to find out something. I love the chalk. That is a good thing or a bad thing?
Well, anything done in moderation is good, and anything you overdo it, it will not be good for you.
Plenty for the day.
What is plenty for the day?
Or 5-6 times for the day.
Well, that can be good for you.
You know what I ask? Me know, if I didn't know, I would not call you.
Well, I'm telling you, it's not good for you. So I don't know why you have to answer back so.
Yeah, you didn't. What
He asked the question, I give him an answer. He like the answer, maybe. He said, you don't know that is why you're asking me, but you ask me, I give you the answer.
Yeah.
It is not good for you. No man should be masturbating more than one time in every other day, not 5 times for the day.
No,
that means to say you are addicted. You're addicted to masturbation and something is wrong. You can't say you like to do that is why you're doing it so often. It's because you're addicted to it. And maybe if you're doing it 5 times, you might be doing it for a minute or 2. Why don't you do it one time and do it for 5 minutes or 10 minutes instead of a minute or 2?
Oh, stretch it out.
Yeah.
Anyway, folks, and I tell you, this is what it's all about. You are making radio an experience by itself. When you're listening to Sexplosion on Power 102 FM every Thursday and Friday evening with the only sexologist in the Caribbean, Dr. Raj Ramnanam, of Total Image and the adult therapy center in question. Yeah.
Nikki's such a beautiful woman,
Is she?
Yep.
How beautiful.
And I love that purple on you.
Oh, how beautiful. I'm going to ask him another trick. How beautiful is she?
Real beautiful.
Real beautiful. Okay.
Sexy Sad too, but maybe Sexy Sad did not hear when I called her by her name.
Oh. So she missed a beat.
She didn't hear when I said Sexy Sad. She's reminding me that's her name.
We got a call on the line, and I'm pretty sure it's the same person that we had a couple of minutes ago. Hello and welcome to Sexplosion. Good evening.
Yes, Dr. Raj.
Yes.
But you see this problem that I telling you happen? I try and plenty to ease it up and I can't ease it up.
Well, it's an addiction, and if you have an addiction, you have to deal with it in...
No, I have an addiction.
Well, right. So if you have an addiction, you have to find a solution for it. You can't just say, I have a problem like that and not deal with it.
Well, could you tell me what is a good solution?
Well, I can't tell you over the air. You have to come to my office for that one.
I have to come to your office, sir?
Yep.
Okay, but is it really, really bad now?
Right. Well, if you need help, as you say you do, you need to call my office, make an appointment, and come in and see me, because there's no one answer solution for you. You know, it's not gonna pass away in one session, or you're not going to stop doing it by asking the question and getting an answer. You know, there must be an underlying cause for anything that you're doing. There must be a certain amount of time that you've been doing it over that period of time, right? And why it is you're doing it so often. So you have to get to the root cause of your problem and then deal with it.
Yes, sir.
All right, so call 645-4543
Okay.
and make an appointment.
But yeah, that's right. You must tell your colleague, Mr. Junior. He mustn't be disrespectful and hang up people. He must wait to hear the talk first. Okay?
Well, if you think that is what was done, that wasn't it.
That wasn't it, sir.
No, he was very disrespectful.
Well, if you think so, that is your opinion, but it wasn't so.
I find you very disrespectful because you just hung up on me.
No, but you see, they don't understand radio, right? They don't understand radio. So if you don't understand how things happen inside here, we don't need to explain that.
Anyway, folks, taking the time, 8 minutes after 10 o'clock, Sexplosion on Power 102 FM with sexologist Dr. Raj Ramanan.
You have to?
Yeah.
Okay. You might as well do that. Yes, so many times person misinterpret things, and because of their opinion, they have an opinion about it and they'll think that is exactly what it is, but it may not be so. Even the same thing that happens with things of a sexual nature. Sometimes your opinion about the things of a sexual nature is not the right way. It is not the right thing. So please have an open mind about things, especially when it comes to sexual things. For example, when someone talk about things that they like to do or they want to do, it may be something that they conjure up in their mind. They may have read about it. They may have seen it somewhere. Someone may have told them about it and they think that is exactly what I want to do, but they don't know how their bodies are going to react to it. They don't know what is going to happen to them. They really don't know. So when those things happen, what happened to them? When they get the experience of it, it's like they're either blown away by it or they're turned off by it because they weren't prepared mentally for whatever is happening. The number to call is 222-8255, 612-8255. That number again, 222-8255, 612-8255. But if you're calling right now, don't. There's nobody to answer the switchboard. I'll tell you when you can call. So if you're planning to call right now, don't call right now. 222-8255 or 612-8255. And the person who just asked for that number, it's you I'm directing that to. I don't want you to say you're calling and you can't get through. You will not be able to get through until I tell you you'll be able to get through. So, when you have to deal with things of a sexual nature and it has to deal with your personal self, you have to understand, first of all, yourself and how you're going to react to things. If you don't have an open mind, you're not going to react to things in a positive way. If you do have an open mind and you accept things for what they are, sometimes you are much more open to whatever is happening. You have a better understanding of whatever is happening, and you are happier with the things that are happening. So it's entirely up to you. But again, education is one of the things that takes you out of that dilemma. Petal wants to know the number also. 222-8255, 612-8255. Do not call now. I will tell you when you can call. She must put on something sexy and did not get any sex. Who is that, right?
Put on something.
Candice has said that. So you can call now. There are about 3 persons asking for the number. 222-8255 and 612-8255.
So they can call.
I hope they call in now because it's supposed to be ringing off the hook.
No, as a matter of fact, it's not. So you mentioned to them that I had to go and remove.
No, I didn't say. I never said why you have to leave. So I don't know why you say it. I said don't call now because there's nobody to answer the phone. Now you have to go and tell people what you were doing.
No, the reason I did that, to tell them what I did. I don't want them
I don't like to tell people too much of things.
No, but I didn't want them to feel that they
I don't like to give people too much information.
They don't?
No, that is not their business.
No, I just want to clear my name now.
But it's not clearing your name. You're not here. You're not here.
Yeah. But I'm here now.
It's not that you abandoned the job. I tell them you'll be back soon.
So I'm back. And you give them the numbers. But why it is they're not calling?
I don't know. They're asking for the number. You give them the number, they're not calling.
That's bad. That's even worse than I thought.
Maybe they don't want to talk to you.
No.
Well, I don't handle the board. I've never handled the board before.
No.
I don't want to handle the board. I'm not a sound engineer, mixer, or a person who wants to do that. I have enough things to say about here than to be handling a board.
Well, tell you what we are going to do at 10 minutes after 10 o'clock. We're going to take that.
It's 10 after 10 already?
Yep.
Wow.
So we're going to take a break and we'll be right back with you. Stay tuned.
Since they stopped my clock here, I don't even know the time.
Yeah? They have to program that one.
They don't have to program the program.
I know they do.
If they only put it on correctly, it programs itself. Once it's on correctly.
The president of the Amateur Swimming Association of Trinidad and Tobago invites you to the 4th UANA Pan American Youth 17 and Under Water Polo Regional Championships, August 14th to 24th, National Swimming Center by Vancouver. All national and regional federations can participate. Come, see the best in the region and support our national and regional youth participants. The 4th UANA Pan American Youth 17 and Under Water Polo Regional Championships, August 14th to 24th, National Swimming Center by Vancouver, where all participants compete to earn prestigious places at the FINA World Youth Water Polo Championships in 2020. The 4th UANA Pan American Youth 17 and Under Water Polo Tournament, August 14th to 24th. For more details, check out the Amateur Swimming Association of TNT's Facebook page.
Saturday, August 24th, Queen's Park, Savannah. One Caribbean.
Many beats.
Get ready for Shaggy. Grammy Award winner
Shaggy. The King of Soca, Marshall Montano and his band.
The King of Soca, Marshall Montano and his full band. The renowned
Things to make you go,
Richard and Ricky Joyce, Flex and the All-Star from Barbados, Allison High,
Calypso Rose, Nyla Blackman.
Carrie Festa Island Beats,
One Caribbean,
One People,
Many Beats.
powered by NLCB, Blue Water,
Caribbean Airlines, Digicel,
Coca-Cola, Angostura,
Here
Southern
the
Sales Car
Carrie
Rentals.
Festa standard is very, very
The
high.
Reggae Ride, each and every Saturday from 6 to 10 p.m.
Excellent.
on Power 102.
Excellent. I hear nothing other than below that. Very, very good. They play all the country.
The Reggae Ride with the Empress, Gaylan, and the ultimate DJ Shane.
And good music.
Join us for some soothing reggae music on a Saturday.
Reggae music.
The Reggae Ride. From the old to the new, we play only the best. The Reggae Ride, Saturdays from 6 to 10 p.m. on Power 102, empowering you.
I want to continue that when it comes to nighttime radio, we are always one step ahead with a beautiful blend of sex education right here on Power 102.1 FM with the guru of sex education, Dr. Raj of Total Image and the Adult Therapy Center, which is located on St. Augustine. Well, don't forget 222-8255. That's 222-8255. You can also give him a call at 612-8255. Sexplosion on this Friday evening on Power 102 FM.
And for the persons who've been asking for the number to call in, please call in. We're waiting on you.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call in names until later on. If you don't call in, then I'll say these are the people who wanted the number and they didn't call in.
No. So, you. That's not nice.
No, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
I didn't even say who wanted the number in the first place.
No.
I'm trying to wake them up into shaking off of, maybe you should call. We should definitely call.
And can I give you a letter?
Well, if you ask for the number on the Facebook page, everybody will see who asking for the number. If you ask with WhatsApp, like some too smart person have done, nobody would know who they are.
Yeah. They definitely wouldn't know it.
No. So remember, folks, go to my website, www.drrajtt.com. That website again is www.drrajtt.com. Leave your comments in the comment section. You can ask questions there also. You can contact me via my WhatsApp. You can contact me via Instagram, Facebook.
Yeah.
We're always doing some Facebook Live. Almost every week we're doing something live, Facebook Live. We're changing things up a bit come next week. So all you need to do is contact, ask your questions or make your comments. Hopefully it's a positive comment, because the positive comments are the ones that make us want to come back here from week in, week out to do more programs. And this made me very weak.
It did.
Yeah. Tell me if I make you weak, huh?
Yeah. More than weak.
You say that like if you're real weak, it's like
even the weekend.
Like yeah. You wasn't sure.
Nice.
You make me wonder, you know.
Good till the
Good to the last drop.
Oh yeah.
You make me wonder sometime, you know. I was wondering, well, I wonder
if I could get it.
No. I wonder if it had the impact it was supposed to have on you.
Have the impact you said I almost get to told me. No. Oh my. Those are two nice headlights.
Nissan Patrol.
That's TT?
Nah.
Oh. You know if you yeah. You get giddy boy. No, you know, I mean it's
Lord, hey.
Unbelievable.
Kind of friends you have.
I'm telling you.
You don't need enemies.
Of course not.
Yeah, lots to do this weekend. Curry Festa is on. I think it's finishing tomorrow. And Curry Festa finishing.
Yes, tomorrow.
Tomorrow, 24th?
Yeah, tomorrow.
Right.
And then we have a
pan thing
in Starlift's Panyard.
Yes, that is on.
12. I think they have 12 bands. And then on Independence Night, Pan on the Avenue. That's the big one.
Oh yes, that's Independence Night.
Yes, Independence Night.
Well, I'm supposed to be somewhere on the 31st.
And you know, anytime you mention Pan on the Avenue, I always remember when I saw your family and our family having lunch at that Chinese restaurant.
Lunch or dinner?
Dinner. It was dinner.
Dinner.
Opposite.
And Archangel was with us?
Archangel, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Never forget that.
And that was right.
That was 4 years ago.
That was right opposite the stands, as a matter of fact.
That was 4 years ago.
That's 4 years ago?
Yep, 4 years ago. We should do that again.
Yeah.
We should do that again.
Well,
you have to make it happen.
No, you have a week to plan. Because
it doesn't take very long for me to plan something.
I know that. I know a couple, not even an hour.
Very easy to plan things.
Phone call away.
Some things are a phone call away. Some things are a lifetime away.
Oh, sure. All that, yeah. Anyway, folks, taking more time, it's now 20 minutes after 10 o'clock. You are listening to Sexplosion on Power 102 FM with Sexologist Dr. Raj of Total Image. And for those of you who are listening to Sexplosion for the very first time, Sexplosion is featured here on Power 102 FM every Thursday and Friday evening. On a Thursday from 7 p.m. Then Dr. Raj is back here with me on a Friday evening from 9 o'clock.
I don't know if you noticed the smile on my face.
Of course.
You have any idea why?
No, well, I know anytime you look at your phone and something lights you up, I get that smile. And most of the time it's that close.
There's only one person who does put that smile on my face like that.
No, I can't believe that.
I'm telling you.
A man like you?
There's only one person. Only one person does do that to me.
I find that very difficult.
Well, you could find it difficult to believe. She knows it's true.
One person you're speaking on terms of?
One person.
Well, hearing that coming from you, that person have to
She know who it is. And I'm sure she's going to send me a message and say, yes, I know it's me.
That person have to be real special.
Well, you know she is.
Oh. They listen?
You're asking answers, boy. Continue with your program now. God.
Okay, but
on that note.
On a positive note, let me know if the answer.
Yeah, waiting for the answer.
Okay, waiting for the answer.
Yeah. She'll send me the answer soon.
Okay. What I can tell you, this is what it's all about. You know, for those of you who are experiencing something sexual in your life, and you need to get an answer. What I can definitely tell you, here is the place to get it. As a matter of fact, it's absolutely free. And you can get it from the only sexologist in the Caribbean, Dr. Raj of Total Image, and he's sitting right next to me here with a smile on his face. So feel free. Our numbers are 222-8255, also 612-8255. If you do decide that you want to send him a WhatsApp or a text message, I know some of you are a bit shy to hear your voice on air. Well, you can also do that on his private mobile at 740-1961. May I remind you that this program may contain material but is not suitable for children. Parental guidance are therefore advised. Yeah.
What to say? Good night to Melly and Adriana.
Oh, hearing those names for the very first time.
No. You think you're hearing it for the very first time.
Run them by me again.
Melly and Adriana.
Let me put that on the computer here. Melly.
I notice you're writing it down. You know the funny thing about it, when you see the name, you say, oh yeah, I do. Oh yes, I know.
Do something else. Yeah.
Junior, I bet you anything you're going to say that to me.
I like it. Yeah, definitely.
You really don't know who that is?
No, I never heard the names before. Maybe I know.
Junior, you really don't know who that is.
Maybe I know by face, but not by name.
Junior, you telling me you don't know who that is?
I can't recall at all. Where, boy? Where?
Lord have mercy. Junior, you're getting old, you know. Junior, you're really getting old. And I think that, let me see if I can help you here.
Oh, yes, yeah, but...
That's Melly.
Yeah, that's Melly? But I never knew that was Melly. I never knew that was Melly.
Mel, what do you think we should do to Junior?
But she's not Millie. She's family.
Well, exactly.
Yeah. Look, hey, nice man.
Lord.
Jesus.
Junior, I tell you, you're getting old.
No. You know what is the problem?
What?
There's so much of them.
So much of what?
That you show me.
No, come on.
No,
Wait. So much of them like Mel?
No, so much.
There's so much of them like Mel?
You know, sometimes when I come up
Lord,
to
boy.
you know, sometimes.
Now, I know some people are going to get jealous and some people are going to blow a fuse, but
yeah.
What are you going to do?
Yeah, you're going to get that. There's no two ways about it.
I know one person going to blow a fuse right now.
One, I know too.
No, you know that person at all. At all.
I don't.
Nah.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Okay. If you say, according to my grand, if you
Say so.
Is so.
Is so, yes.
Let's see. Anyway, folks, taking over time, it's now 25 minutes after 10 o'clock. Sexplosion on Power 102 FM with Sexologist Dr. Raj Ranganam, Total Image and the Adult Therapy Center. We're going to take a break and we would be right back with you. Stay tuned. Finally getting on cue. Very nice tonight, boy. Let's have the beginning.
She said never does remember. Oh boy, Junior, how could you forget her? Of all people, Junior. Of all people. There's two persons in here you should never forget.
One people, one nation.
She and Archangel.
Well, Archangel. Well, I thought it was Archangel.
You should never forget two of them.
Empowering you. Each and every Saturday from 6 to 10 p.m. on Power 102.
That is nice, man. Very, very nice young lady.
The Reggae Ride with the Empress and Ultimate DJ Shane. And good music.
I'm looking for questions, I only seen compliments. I don't mind the compliments, but I want to see some questions too.
I know you know sometimes you go down like that.
And I'm still waiting on the persons to call.
And then you call it.
The Reggae Ride, Saturdays from 6 to 10 p.m. on Power 102, empowering you. Guess who's coming to Mind, Body and Soul? Aisha Wells, as she chats with licensed health and wellness professionals to learn more about therapies, practices, and meditation to purify and quiet the mind.
Is it me or it suddenly got cool in here?
Entrepreneurs to find out what skills are needed to succeed. We'll discuss products, fashion, clothing and accessories, cosmetics, and so much more. We'll also have inspirational talks and affirmations to brighten your days and motivate you to do something. This and every Thursday from 10 to 11 a.m. here on Power 102. Extraordinary things happen when you align mind, body, and soul. All-inclusive Saturdays on Power 102 FM with the best music and personalities to power your day, all day on a Saturday. Sir Charles, Space, DJ Maggie, Gayland, and the Ultimate DJ Shane.
So you're doing this weekend?
All-inclusive Saturdays on Power 102 FM.
My GoPan. I want to come and give you a check next week. The weekend though. Show you something you pay. Show you. You're good.
All-inclusive Saturdays from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. all day on a Saturday on Power 102.
Monday.
Empowering you.
Monday.
Monday is a Monday. Monday is a holiday?
No. Monday?
Monday.
Monday.
Overdue for a doctor visit.
Monday.
Overdue for a doctor visit.
Come on for one.
One? Due for a doctor visit.
What time will you wake up? 11?
Yeah. Hey.
Alright. 1 o'clock is
I
good
feel there's
time.
people in the bedroom. I feel there's people in the 11 is the exact time I get up.
Alright.
11 o'clock.
So 1 o'clock you come by me?
Yeah.
You leave home at 12, you'll be by me by 1.
Yeah.
Because you know you just scroll up the road.
You know, if I walk, Coming walking.
If you walk, you come faster.
Well, I can tell you that there's always more to explore when it comes to sex education, right here on Power 102 FM with Sexologist Dr. Raj Randanan of Total Image and the Adult Therapy Center, which is located out of St. Augustine. I tell you, nobody does better what we do best when it comes to nighttime program and sex education. Our lines are open if you would love to interact with Dr. Raj. Feel free at 222-8255. Also at 612-8255. Yeah.
Just remembered something there. So, getting back to that video, Izzy has sent me let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 videos. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 videos. That I'm not going to open now, because if I do open that now, I'll have to leave the seat and go elsewhere. I think it's food for thought, and food in inverted commas.
Okay.
Food for thought that I'm going to enjoy later on.
Yeah. Okay.
When I'm at
When you're-
home.
when you're at home, right?
When I'm at home.
When you're in a relaxed mode.
Correct. I don't have
You
to
got nothing to
hustle.
worry about.
I don't have to study junior sitting in front of me.
Hey, look,
I don't have
I'm
to
telling
study
you.
that.
No.
I wonder what questions persons are going to ask. All I'm getting is compliments and photographs and Izzy and her videos and other things. But I'm not getting a question. So what can I say? I feel people want me to wrap up early tonight. You know? Is that a good thing? Is that a good thing?
No, well, a lot of people know well, when you really check it, there's a lot of activities going on. I know a lot of people are moving around. It's Curry Festa week.
I know, and a lot of people do listen to the program on their radio while they're moving from one place to the other. Yeah. I know some of them were looking off a program yesterday, but yesterday I was at the temple. Couldn't be there tonight, so I had to do my stuff yesterday.
Yeah, well, yeah. And that's more important than anything else.
Anything else.
Anything else.
I keep telling people that.
That's number one priority.
That's number one priority for me.
Okay, I'll tell you what we are going to do. We're going to go to the lines. Hello and welcome to Sexplosion. Good evening.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good evening.
Hi, I'm having a problem and I would like to ask a question.
Go ahead.
Well, my husband wants me to do it in my anal, but I don't want to do that. Is that normal?
Well, anal sex is all part of sex, and when you want to increase the things that you're doing in the bedroom, that's one of the things that you'll want to do. For example, there's things like oral sex, blowjobs and whatnot, then vaginal sex, and the next penetrative part is the anus. So if a person wants, but it doesn't mean to say you have to engage in it, because if you're uncomfortable with...
Your anal is, when you have pee-pee.
No, but it is for sex also. That's why it's called anal sex.
No, well, he told me if I can't do my anal, I will get somebody else.
Well, that's between you and him.
Oh my God.
If he shouldn't threaten you to do that, I don't think that is right.
Exactly. If I don't want to, I'm not supposed to do it.
Well, you should tell him, well, if you want to do that, you should get somebody else who don't want to do it.
Because I think...
Yeah, well, you didn't hear what I said? If he tells you that if you don't want to do it, he's going to get somebody who wants to do it, you should tell him, well, I am going to get somebody who does not want to do that. And see how he feels.
I would do that.
Yeah, do that. That's the right answer for him.
Yeah.
I will give him that answer.
Yeah, because he shouldn't force you to do something you don't want to do.
Exactly. And if I don't do it, he gets somebody else to do it.
Well, say, no problem, I'll get somebody else who don't want to do it.
Exactly. I'll do that. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Well, thanks a lot for calling. Yeah. It is called tit for tat.
Well, it's called compromise also. You know, it's a form of compromise. If you want to do that, fine, go ahead. I will find somebody who don't want to do that and have an affair with them.
Yeah.
The same way you're threatening me to have an affair if I don't want to do something. If you're uncomfortable with it, you're uncomfortable with it. You shouldn't force someone. I don't think you should force someone to do something that they don't want to do. They must be comfortable enough to do it. And education is where that comes in. If a person reads up enough about anal intercourse and you go through the process of enjoyment of anal intercourse, you may want to do it. If you have gone through all that and you still don't want to do it, they can't force a person to do it. I don't advocate that. I really don't like when people do that, especially in a marriage and when you threaten someone that, oh, if you don't do so and so, I'll find somebody.
That's a no-no.
My answer to you would be, well, go ahead. I'll find somebody to do whatever I want to do.
Yeah, that's a no-no.
No, men tend to do that. They tend to make that threat because they tell themselves that if I threaten you to do that, you'll give in and you will not do the same thing. But sometimes when you tell them that, it shakes them up because then you're giving them an answer that they don't expect. And when you give a person an answer they don't expect it, you make them think twice. They jump back and wow, where did that come from? That's why this program is to empower people also. It's not only to get them to understand things about themselves and sexuality and their behavior, but also to empower them so that they feel a sense of self. And at the end of the day, you cannot force them to do something they don't want to do.
You are on the inside of Sexplosion on this Friday evening with Sexologist Dr. Raj Ramnanan. Our lines are open if you would love to interact with him via the telephone. Feel free at 222-8255. Also at 612-8255.
And I don't want people to feel I'm siding with anyone. When I give an answer like that, it's not because I'm siding with the woman. My siding is with the person who is not, who is in a position where they shouldn't be placed by someone threatening you or trying to extort something out of you that you shouldn't be, that you're not comfortable doing. I think the best way to sway someone to do something is to gently introduce it into whatever you're doing as part of your lovemaking, as part of whatever it is you're doing with your partner, so that it becomes part of your lovemaking, it becomes part of your interaction with your partner, and then you could take it another step, if the person so desires. But the minute you have to force the person to do something, how are you going to enjoy it? That's rape.
I can't see.
I don't believe that you cannot be married and rape someone and rape your partner. The person will say, well, I'm married to that person, I could do what I want. Nope. Don't think so. Please do not think that way at all. I see a young lady here called Hanif, and I remember I had a friend called Lace Hanif. I wonder whatever happened to her. I haven't heard from her in years. I haven't seen her in years.
But I like the name Lace before Hanif.
Yeah, really nice girl from Arima. I haven't seen her in 20, 25 years.
Oh, I guess maybe if you see her now, you would recognize her.
Believe me, you can't miss Lace Hanif.
No?
No.
Okay.
I'm sure if I see her now, I will be able to identify her.
You have a good memory.
Yeah. Memories don't leave like people do, they always stay with you.
I could imagine if someone could just get into your brain and read that ticker tape you have, they would need about 2 years to complete it.
I just can't read it. Sometimes something will pop into my mind, I'm like, oh yeah, whatever happened to that person? But because of her, I made another friend. She used to listen to the program, sometimes she does listen to the program. And that person has remained my friend for many, many years. Still my friend today. I still see her regularly. Well, when I say regularly, maybe once in every 6 months or so. She works at a particular store that I visit from time to time, and I see her there. So, but I met her through Lace.
Oh, Lace?
Yeah. Ooh. I saw 2 missed calls here. All right, I'll have to deal with that tomorrow. But it's still not called in the program.
There must be a way to come home by then.
That in God's face, they ain't seeing. No way.
You don't. I know for a fact.
That ain't happening.
I know for a fact that you don't attend homes.
Although Izzy wants me to come home by her. I told her I'm only coming when Junior could come. Where is she?
Izzy?
It's like she wants to sleep. She has sent me no message.
No, well, she figured she did this.
Well, I tell you, it's 6 videos, you know. I wonder how long each one is, boy.
Videos.
And they're looking long.
One of these days I have to see what does he look like. I can't.
Yeah, one day you would. When we go to visit her.
One day I have to see what Izzy looks like.
Oh, she says she's right here.
Because she's very consistent with the program. So I have to see one day. I have to see what
Amar,
she looks like.
you try to be a comedian. I have a friend called Amar, and he says he made a comment about leaves. Trying to be a comedian. She says she's right here, but aren't you sending that invitation for Junior and I to come home by you?
I have to see what Izzy looks like one of these days.
She was a very famous person. She used to be featured in a lot of. She was a ramp model at one time. You must know that name. If you think back 25 years ago.
I'm not that old. Oh man.
Izzy says, Junior, we will meet.
I have to see what Izzy looks like one of these days. They're so.
If she sends me a picture, I will show you. If she doesn't, well, I can't.
Because she's involved in the program.
A lot.
Even more or less a lot. But I try figuring out what I can't picture her at all. But anyway, folks, taking return 20 minutes before 11 o'clock, and I can tell you that nobody does better what we do best when it comes to sex education, exclusively on Power 102 FM with the guru of sex education, Dr. Raj Rannanen of Total Image and the Adult Therapy Center. Well, I'll tell you, don't forget our lines are open. If you would love to interact with him via the telephone, feel free at 222-8255. Also at 612-8255. Yeah.
Last night I met my cousin, a really sweet cousin of mine. That we grew up together and whatnot. And she was telling me, I came on your program once and you called out my name. I jumped right back out and say, here, you know how we go down. She said, yeah, but you know, I can't let people know. You're happy?
Yeah. Nice.
Well, react. You want to hear?
Is he very, very beautiful?
Right.
I didn't picture her like that at all, though.
You didn't picture her like that? What did you picture her like?
Older. But she's beautiful, young lady. Beautiful.
Why, you find she looking young here?
No, yeah. I hope picture, some people are doing.
No, that's how she looks. That's how she looks.
Nice.
See, this is not a filtered picture. This is not.
Beautiful.
This is a black and white picture. How could it be filtered?
No, really.
It's a black and white picture, but that is exactly how she looks.
Beautiful. Nice lady.
No, she's a very beautiful woman. I must say.
You must say.
Well, I must say that.
Well, this is nice.
When things are factual, you have to say it.
No,
sometimes you compliment someone. Like, I made a comment to someone that maybe a day or two ago, and the person was like, lyrics boy, and I said it's not lyrics, it's a compliment based on what I feel and what I see. So however you take it, it's up to you, but it's not meant in a way for any rewarding.
Yeah.
Sometimes you see, like, I remember once there was this person working at our office, and many years ago, about maybe 20, before radio, before I was doing SEXPLOSION, and I had a device, and she saw it, and she was like, what's that device? And I showed it to her. So I told her, I said, the next time I travel, I'll get you one. So I traveled, I got her one, and I dropped it off her. I was in Port of Spain, I just dropped it off. But when I dropped it off, I put a note, no strings attached. Because some person might think that you're giving them that with a string attached. No, the same way with a compliment. You give a person a compliment with no strings attached.
Yeah.
But she's a beautiful woman, as you can see.
More than.
But I wish she sent you a color picture.
More, yeah. Very, very, very nice.
Because this black and white thing, I know you're doubting it. You're feeling cinema from your... Well, she know how old you are. So she knows you will appreciate a black and white picture, because remember in your time, that was the only color it had, black and white. Although black is not a color.
No.
But that's the only thing that you had, black and white. So she knows you'll appreciate that.
But color really brings out the true color of you, eh?
Look at that.
You got to say that. No, but nice, very, very. I now see why she interact with the program on a weekly basis.
She don't miss the program, and I don't pay her for that.
Mm-hmm.
I pay her compliments, but that's about it.
Anyway,
I can't read that on the air. Sorry.
It's not radio friendly.
Wow. That's all I can say. Wow.
Anyway, folks, taking my time, it's now 15 minutes before 11 o'clock inside Sexplosion on Power 102 FM on this Friday evening. The only sexologist in the Caribbean, Dr. Raj of Total Image and the Adult Therapy Center, which is located out in St. Augustine. And we're going to take a break and we'll be right back with you. Stay tuned.
The president of the Amateur Swimming Association of Trinidad and
Oh,
Tobago
yeah.
invites you to the 4th UANA Pan-American Youth
No
17
filter.
and Under Waterpolo
No filter.
Championships,
No,
August 14th to 24th, National Swimming Center, Vancouver. All national
Good
and
taste.
regional federations can participate. Come, see the
She have
best
good
in the
taste?
region and
No,
support our national
you
regional
have good
youth
taste in
participants.
friends.
The 4th UANA
She's not my friend.
She not even- no, I wouldn't believe it.
Waterpolo Regional
Come on.
Championships,
That's
August
not
She is not my friend.
National
That's
Swimming
not
Center,
nice.
Vancouver, where all participants
She is not
compete
my
to
friend.
earn
She's not
prestigious
your friend.
places at the FINA World Youth Water Polo Championships in
You know,
2020. The
she
4th
should-
UANA
she should come and
Pan-American
train.
Youth 17 and under
But I'm telling you,
Water
she's
Polo
not my friend.
No, what I'm telling you, since she's not
For more
your
details,
friend,
check out the
she
Amateur
should
Swimming
come
Association
and
of TNT's Facebook page.
Train what?
something now.
The Reggae Ride, each and every Saturday from 6 to 10 p.m. on Power 102.
Old people say a rundown bus and a rundown
The
woman.
Reggae Ride, the Reggae Ride, with the Empress, Gaylan, and the ultimate DJ Shane.
And good music.
Join us for some soothing reggae music on a Saturday.
Real reggae music.
The Reggae Ride. From the old to the new, we play only the best.
Going in
The
the air.
Reggae Ride, Saturdays from 6 to 10
Papi, you want me to take this thing back
on
up?
102, empowering you.
Do that.
Say the word, him.
No, you can't hang on. Well, I can tell you that we are giving our listeners what they want and expect from a good radio program when it comes to sex education. Right here on Power 102 FM every Thursday and Friday evening with sexologist Dr. Raj of Total Image and the Adult Therapy Center, which is located out at St. Augustine. Our lines are open if you would love to interact with him, chit-chat a bit, something sexual that might be bothering you and you need to get answers for. Well, I can tell you, you can give him a call right now at 222-8255. Also at 612-8255. Yeah.
Our mutual friend Mary is listening to us. She's in Miami right now, heading back to Trinidad.
Okay.
Mary from Belmont.
Mary. Oh, yes.
Right.
Yes, Mary.
So she's heading back to Trinidad
Right.
tomorrow.
Good Belmont people.
Yes. She's
Belmont
listening.
always are beautiful people. We were groomed for that since the early ages. And
I don't know why you putting yourself in that we.
we,
You mean the ladies in Belmont?
No,
nice.
no.
Now you.
Belmont was, when Christopher Columbus discovered.
You know, there's
Trinidad,
there's something about Belmont. The Belmont what?
she was a clown.
No, you. Not she, you.
No, she was a clown. But when Christopher Columbus came, this is the first place he went to, Belmont.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah.
So you know the children listening to this program. You're giving them the wrong history lesson.
No, this is not an education. This is not an education. This is a sexual education program.
So that have nothing to do with the truth.
So which means you went Belmont for sex.
Junior, you ride that horse yourself, eh? That's a real jackass.
Mary's a nice lady.
Very nice.
Always listen to the program.
Always, even when she's away.
Yeah.
She was in New York for a while, then she went to Tampa, and then Clearwater, and then she's in Miami, and she listens to the program.
That's nice.
That's how I know where she's at.
Like good support.
Good support. And her 2 sons are away.
Beautiful. Anyway, folks, bringing over time, it's now 10 minutes before 11 o'clock. I tell you, this is what it's all about on Thursday and Friday evenings, right here on Power 102 FM. Sexologist, Dr. Raj running in. Our lines are open. Still got a couple of minutes in which you can interact with him via the telephone. Feel free. 222-8255. Also at 612-8255. If you are sending him a WhatsApp or a text message of a question, you can also do that on his private mobile at 7401961. Yep.
Junior, I know the beauty of getting someone to participate in something, let's say your spouse, to participate in something that you really enjoy or you really like when it comes to your behavior sexually, and vice versa. Because when you do what your partner wants, you're rewarded by things that you might be dreaming about or things you never expect to happen. You know, you get that reward because the person is so happy with you because you're doing the things that they want to do without expecting anything, and then things just happen in your favor. That's the beauty of making love and having good sex.
Oh yeah, that is what make you go
That's the beauty of being with the right person too.
Yeah, and that is what make you go to bed with a smile on your face. And they always say, you know, it's always good to smile. You know, you loosen up those muscles.
Well, yeah, it's smiling is always better than a frown.
Yeah.
And I think if you could fall asleep with a smile on your face, it's a good way to wake up thinking about it.
And I'm pretty sure.
I like to have a good dream.
And
you wake up in the morning with a nice smile on your face and like, wow.
But I'm pretty sure you go to bed with a smile on your face every night.
Oh, that's true. There are lots to smile about.
Yeah. But
life is good.
Yeah.
Life is so good.
To me.
No, life is good. I think once you are breathing and you have awoken to another day, you have to be thankful.
Oh yes, you have to.
And especially if you have loved ones around you you have something to look forward to. Like every morning I make sure I have breakfast with my grandson. Although he's
on Skype.
Yeah. Every morning.
Yeah,
he's eating his cereal and all that, and I'm eating mine, and he's sharing with me, and we're having fun.
He really.
And if I don't do that on a morning, I don't feel good. Seriously. Honestly, if I don't do that with my grandson in the morning, I don't feel good.
Yeah, he's really pulling out now, eh?
Oh, he's a gem.
He's really pulling out.
So every morning, and every time he hears me on the phone, he goes crazy.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of noise and.
Nice one. Very, very good. That's the beauty of being a grandpapa.
I always say that. Good night, doctor. Explain testicular. You mean torsion and cause? Torsion is when there are different tubes inside your testicles. Sometimes they get wrapped around one another. Sometimes they wrap around the testicles itself, and you have torsion, which is like a strangulation. Torsion is strangulation of either one tube against the other, or strangulation of the testicles. It's very painful, and sometimes it comes about because of manhandling of the testicles, or sometimes you lift something badly, sometimes you twist. Those things can cause testicular torsion.
Okay, we have a caller on the line. Let's see. Hello and welcome to Sexplosion. Good evening.
Yes, true sex. There's a lot of people who get hooked on money and gold and jewelry.
Of course. You could use sex for anything.
Especially people who enjoy it.
No, but you could blow somebody's mind by sex. There are women who will use their body and get whatever they want from sex because they know how to use their body.
It was made for that.
You could use sex for many things. All right?
Yeah.
Okay, family, thanks for calling. Don't forget our lines are open at 222-8255. That's 222-8255. Also at 612-8255. Sexplosion on Power 102 FM with Sexologist Dr. Raj. Yeah.
People find themselves in different sexual situations also, and sometimes they cannot help themselves. And they end up doing something they may regret later on, they may question later on. But I don't think that you should have any regrets when it comes to sex, as long as you are willing to do it. Somebody's just explaining a situation here for me. I don't think they want me to read it all, but I don't think that, it's where you take something. A lot of time people get emotionally involved in things that are physical. It's supposed to only be physical, and you leave it there because it is strictly physical. But they bring their emotions into it, and they fall in love, and they become clingy, and all these different emotions and things come into play, and it messes things up. If you just go into it with the physical act, for the physical satisfaction, sometimes that's just as good. I know the moralists out there will not like me saying that, but it's sex. That's all it is.
Well, yeah.
The physical part of it. Once you enjoy it, yeah.
Bottom line. Anyway, folks, taking our time, it's 5 minutes before 11 o'clock. I tell you, this is what it's all about when it comes to sex education, right here on Power 102 FM, your number one all-round station, a station that's reliable and effective. Nobody does better what we do best. 222-8255, also at 612-8255. Sexplosion on Power 102 FM. Yeah.
I know of many situations, because sometimes, again, with clients, I hear so many different things, Junior. It's just unbelievable what I would hear in the space of a weekend.
But I can just imagine the stories that you get. I can just imagine.
And sometimes they want you to judge them. But how could I judge you? How could I tell you whatever you did was right or wrong? Right and wrong is based on your principles and your moral.
Yeah.
Or what is legal and illegal is based on the law. But if what you do in your bedroom does not interfere with the law, because you choose to do that, as long as you don't step over certain lines that will interfere with the person's mind or your mind. But if you enjoy something, that's why a lot of times people get involved in a sexual situation, and afterwards they have regrets. Not regrets as to what happened, They regret the fact that it happened because it is that person, or, I shouldn't find myself there because I will want to do it again. But the act itself is what was enjoyable. I'm trying to understand what you're saying here, but don't appeal to me for months now. I don't know what that is. There are so many questions I have for persons. That's why sometimes when a person texts me, I ask them a lot of questions, because it clears up in my mind the demographics, the background that the person comes from, the things that they will want to do, how they do it, and it just helps me to understand things more, as opposed to just being judgmental and giving an answer, yes, you do something wrong, or no, you didn't do anything wrong, right? But if you feel guilty about what you have done, it means to say you're questioning it.
Oh, yes.
So you have to deal with that.
You have to handle the stories.
And remember, everything has consequences. Everything has consequences. And as a result of that, you have dilemmas.
And you have to stand the consequences.
Like I know one guy was telling me something in particular about a sexual situation that happened. And it involved his wife's family. And he wanted me to I guess maybe he was looking for a priest because he felt so badly about it that he wanted somebody to tell him, yes, you do something wrong, you need to do penance, or you need to do something. But I asked about the sexual situation and what led to that and why he participated in it, or why he encouraged it, or why he let it happen. And at the end of the day, both parties, if you want to assume guilt, both parties were as guilty as each other, and both parties were as responsible as each other in doing it. Okay?
Wow.
So, if you want to share the guilt and you want to share the punishment, go ahead.
Oh, yeah.
But people do things for many reasons. The same thing with infidelity. Most of the time when persons engage in extramarital affair is because they have no choice sexually, or they have no choice physically. They need physical touch. There are some persons who are in a loveless marriage or a loveless relationship where they don't feel love and appreciated, and they want to feel it from someone else. Or they want to feel it from that person, they cannot get it, so they look for it elsewhere. Izzy says that's what it is, physical. I don't know what she's referring to. Afraid to answer. Afraid to assume. Afraid. You have no idea where Izzy will take you. She will take you down a road that is a slippery slope.
Eh?
Literally. She don't look like that, eh?
No. I find that kind of hard to kind of swallow, but then I'm hearing it from...
well, I'm telling you.
I'm hearing it from the...
I am telling you. No, I'm telling you.
But they are...
If you look at Izzy, you'll never even think that she knows the F word. No. Isn't that so?
Of course.
Right. Okay. I'll leave it at that.
Okay. Easy. No, is it?
But you should know that by now, because the amount of time she has come on. Good night, Derek. How are you? And of course, Savitri, Camille.
Anyway, for taking return, it's now 2 minutes after 11 o'clock. Sexplosion on Power 102.1 FM. This is what it's all about. Taking sex education where it has never been before. On a station that's reliable and effective. Nobody does better what we do best. The only sexologist in the Caribbean, Dr. Raj of Total Image and the Adult Therapy Center. Don't forget, our lines are open, 222-8255, also at 612-8255. Yeah.
Have you ever done something that morally or spiritually or some other way it's wrong, but you're looking forward to doing it again?
Yeah.
Well, right. And would you do it again?
Yeah.
If given the chance?
More than once.
So why do we do that?
I think it's mind.
Mind?
It's a driving mind. To prove if he was wrong the first time. That makes sense, right? You ain't taking me on that.
No. I listened to you. And this person says, yes, because I'm so freaky and horny at this point in my life, but my husband does not show interest in sex anymore.
Well, that could happen in a long-term marriage, even though it's not supposed to. But you know, after as we always say in the past, you know, when the novelty kind of worn out.
Well, not only the novelty worn out, but sometimes the person just lose interest in you sexually. So let's see what Izzy saying here. Oh, Izzy says she doesn't use that word at all. All right, Izzy.
Okay.
If you say so.
Always put it backwards.
If she says she never used the word, she never used the word. I
would take it.
Well, I can't say if I've ever heard her use the word.
Well, I would take it for
because
granted.
maybe I'm in a daze.
Well, I would take it for granted that she don't use it.
No, if she says she don't use it, she don't use it.
Yeah. So she's pure like water. Okay, I got my
Pure as the
answer.
driven snow.
I got my answer. Yeah. Okay. I got my answer there.
You ever was in a snowstorm?
Yeah.
A really bad snowstorm?
Not bad, but
where huge flakes are coming down at you and you can't do anything?
No, not heavy. No.
I've had that experience in my life, and this is like a snowstorm.
Oh, okay.
Pure as the driven snow.
That innocent face.
Pure as the driven snow.
Okay. Never thought that, but you never know, eh? You never know.
I don't ever judge a book by its cover, because I've seen persons who you would not believe, you think they're pious and you think that they will not engage in anything extraordinary when it comes to sexual behavior.
Yeah.
And they have proved me wrong.
So never judge a book by its cover.
I used to do that when I was younger, not now.
Well, I know when you was younger, you used to have a lot of books.
A lot of what?
Books.
Somebody says they have their eyes on me, so I better be batting my crease now.
Yeah, okay.
That's the person will freak out if she was here earlier, so thank God.
No, in a case like that, you have to be careful.
Yeah. This one is PPS.
PPS?
Yeah.
Okay.
That one you have to
put pauses between the letters.
And that's another thing. People feel, well, I guess it's because of the comfort zone that they have.
Yeah.
They share things with me.
They feel very comfortable with you. Is that a fair statement?
Yeah. They feel, I give them that sense of comfort because they know that they're not being judged.
Yeah. You like that, eh?
You see, PPS cussing already.
PPS is using the words that family.
Well, she just put the abbreviation to it,
okay.
So
okay.
she would use that word very easily. Yeah.
Okay. That sounds like a plan. More than a plan. Let's see. Eyes are letting the alphabet family.
I didn't say I said ah.
No, say eyes are letting the alphabet. Anyway, folks, taking our time, it's now 6 minutes after 11 o'clock. Sexplosion on Power 102 FM every Thursday and Friday. We're going to take a break and we'll be right back with you. Stay tuned.
I'll have a battle on my hand in a while. I'll have a battle on my hand in a while.
The best music and personalities to power your day, all day on a Saturday. Sir Charles, Bass, DJ Maggie, Gaylan, and the ultimate DJ Shane. All-inclusive Saturdays on Power 102 FM. All-inclusive Saturdays from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. all day on a Saturday on Power 102, empowering you. The Reggae Ride, each and every Saturday from 6 to 10 p.m. on Power 102. The Reggae Ride with the Empress, Gaylan, and the ultimate DJ Shane. Soon and good music. Join us for some soothing reggae music on a Saturday. Free reggae music. The Reggae Ride. From the old to the new, we play only the best. The Reggae Ride. Saturdays from 6 to 10 p.m. on Power 102, empowering you. Trinidad and Tobago, we're ready, standing united and moving forward as one. We're one people, one nation, and all in this together. We are all in this together. Let's do this with Sheila Wilson on Power 102, empowering you.
In case they're wondering, it's because independence is very close here. That's my national colors.
Well, I know you're very nationalist.
Of course.
I knew those guys that go down that road.
No.
Well, I can tell you this is what it's all about when you are on the inside of Sexplosion on Power 102 FM. The only sexologist in the Caribbean, Dr. Raj of Total Image and the Adult Therapy Center, which is located out in Augustine. And I can tell you, nobody does better what we do best when it comes to sex education on a Thursday and Friday, right here on Power 102 FM. Yeah.
Good night to my nephew, Sashi. He's on. Let's see. Wait. I'm getting too many things coming. Why this always happens when we're winding down? Tell PPS if our only hold sheet tonight is thunder. And I know that is not an idle threat, because I know if she only hold PPS down is thunder, and PPS say her panties are getting wet. But that wasn't based on what Izzy said to her.
Oh.
That was based on something else. Okay. Junior, my wife 43 does not feel for sex. She has 2 adults. I'm her 4th man. She said all her previous just lubricate and put it in. She does not like oral giving or receiving. She don't believe in foreplay. Well, if you don't believe in foreplay, just put it in.
Yeah, but you know you must have a kind of build-up, eh?
Yes. But some people don't know about the build-up.
And it's exactly what
Yeah.
we're speaking about.
Some people
earlier
don't
on.
know about the build-up, so they feel that sex is just putting it in.
Yeah, but there's no enjoyment in that.
Interesting conversation. Very interesting conversation. So let's see. Let's get back to Izzy and PPS. She's doing somersaults. I'm not saying no.
She's practicing for a circus?
Not circus, for gymnastics next year at the 2020 Olympics.
Oh, okay. Who is this?
Not calling names.
Why are you not calling names?
No, I could end up in trouble, some deep trouble.
No, you won't end up in trouble. You could never get in trouble.
You have no idea how much trouble I'm in.
As a matter of fact,
right
I think
now.
you could handle your story as well.
You sound like my wife, boy.
You could handle your
She
story.
say, you afraid nobody and you afraid.
No, you can handle your stories. I know that for a fact. So, there's no guessing there when it comes to that. Oh, let's see what here. Well, I can tell you this is what it's all about. Nobody does better. You know, we are giving our listeners what they want and expect from a good radio program when it comes to sex education, right here on Power 102 FM. Our lines are open at 222-8255, also at 612-8255. Sexplosion this Friday evening with the only sexologist in the Caribbean, Dr. Raj. Yeah.
You know, cricket is going on also, right?
Yeah.
West Indies playing.
West Indies playing.
Okay. Once you know that.
Yeah.
You following it?
I was surfing through the channels and I saw guys in white.
Izzy has just sent me something and I know what it is. I don't have to look at it.
You don't have to look at it.
I know what it is. You know how long you haven't used that? You know how long you have not done that? And PPS has just sent out a challenge to Izzy saying to tell her we have unfinished business.
Okay.
Why am I getting in between this?
I don't know. I tell
So
you.
Izzy, you hear what she says, eh?
Unfinished.
Unfinished business.
That's like the unfinished symphony.
Yeah.
And that was a
Well, if this is the unfinished symphony, this will really be a classic.
And that was a classic, you know. You never know.
I It's becoming exhausting.
Hey, I'm telling you, you're trying to find, you're kind of blowing kind of heavy on video.
I like the word that she's using. Why can't I use it on the air?
It's not radio friendly, is it?
No. I think we'll be banned from the radio.
Oh no, but don't use it.
And then Izzy says, tell her I will deal with her. The question is when? And somebody here is using the F word like freely.
Well,
very freely. And it isn't easy. The joys of sex and hearing all these things. So let's see who we have here. I see Sashi is not going to say anything because he's caught between a rock and a hard place right now.
He kind of make...
No, he's caught between a rock and a hard place right now. I know that. She says very soon she is going to make the time and she hoped that PPS could handle. I just want to be the referee in that fight.
Okay. Do you have ringside seats?
No, I want to be the referee inside the ring.
No, I'm looking for the ringside seat.
Oh, for you. I'll ask them. Izzy and PPS, can I invite Junior for a ringside seat?
All inclusive?
Wait, you bring your own.
You rather walk with your own drinks?
BYOB. BYOB, man. Oh, God. You get to see something like that and you ask, boy, look, boy. Well, it Sashi, Sashi just got ringside seat.
Eh? You cut me on.
Sashi, why? You just got ringside seats. And you should know who that invitation coming from. Boy, hey, the things I find myself in.
I don't know, boy. You got the knack for it.
And somebody want to know if Junior could handle the heat. And next person, look, she in amazement because she's not too sure what's going on here. But she picking up on it. I have to ask her, the one in amazement who sent me that amazement emoji, would you allow that? The games people play.
I'm telling you. It's not easy. Well, I can tell you that when it comes to nighttime radio and it comes to sex education, we are always one step ahead with a beautiful blend of sex education here on Power 102 FM with the guru of sex, Dr. Raj of Total Image and the Therapy Center. Our lines are open if you would love to interact with him via the telephone. Feel free at 222-8255, also at 612-8255. Yeah.
Somebody say, I don't know who will be in the wet zone. Would it be Junior or Sashi? Who will be in the wet zone?
That'll come good on. That'll come real good.
Somebody sending me voice message now. I can't listen to a voice message while I'm doing program.
That's impossible.
Come on, folks. Don't send me no voice message.
Yeah.
You go on.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Okay, we're going to take a break and...
we are?
Yeah. Without that hot conversation going on, do you need a break?
No, not at all. Maybe you.
No, I'm just speaking in terms of commercials here. So we're going to take a break and we'll be right back with you. Just to remind you that you are listening to Sexplosion on Power 102 FM with Sexologist Dr. Raj of Total Image and the Adult Therapy Center.
All-inclusive Saturdays on Power 102 FM with the best music and personalities to power your day, all day on a Saturday. Sir Charles, Bass, DJ Maggie, Gaylan, and the ultimate DJ Shane. All-inclusive Saturdays on Power 102 FM. The power of music. All-inclusive Saturdays from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. all day on a Saturday on Power 102, empowering you. Trinidad and Tobago, we're ready, standing united and moving forward as one. We're one people, one nation, and all in this together.
We are all in this together.
Let's do this with Shema Wilson on Power 102, empowering you.
Did I just pick up the phone and call you and tell you to come now? You better be able to come in. I want in here.
I just kidding you.
No, my friend. No. Don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that.
You're looking nice on the webcam. No, it just came back not too long ago.
What is that?
You it cut off again. You should look nice. You should look nice on the webcam. Yeah, look.
I wouldn't know. Oh, yeah, wait. Wow.
I tell you, you should look good.
Oh, yeah.
Want to continue? This is what it's all about. Nobody does better what we do best. We are taking sex education where it has never been before. Taking our time, 21 minutes after 11 o'clock. Sexplosion on Power 102 FM on this Friday evening with the guru of sex education, Dr. Raj of Total Image and the Adult Therapy Center. Yeah.
We have, 10 minutes again? I'll give them 10 minutes. That's good enough.
Yeah, the conversation going so
with
sweet.
the debate that's going on here.
Yeah.
And I have to respond to about 3 different persons at the same time.
3 at the same time. Better you than me.
Things to make you go,
Yes. Yeah. You never know.
Never know what.
You never know what to expect when you're listening to Sexplosion.
True.
You can always expect the unexpected. And that's not a threat, that's a promise.
Yes. Promise to who?
Hey, you never know, eh? You never know. You never know it's promise. Because if you knew, it wouldn't have been a surprise.
True.
But when you don't know, it is a surprise. Someone like I wrote a book.
There are some persons who, while listening to the program, they get horny also, you know. Yeah.
Well, it all depends on what you are dealing with. You mean when they hear you?
Yeah, when they hear the program.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's me or if it's you.
No, but you involved in the program.
Well, it could be both of us.
You a Sparrow?
Why not?
What do you? Anyway, folks, taking the time 23 minutes after 11 o'clock, I tell you, this is what it's all about. It's all about bringing radio back to the people. And I would like to remind listeners, I'm going to put a plug here for a program that I do Monday through Thursday. It is called Divine Inspirational Program, where we give you a beautiful blend of divine inspirational music Monday through Thursday.
Well, you need that after doing a sex program on Friday. You need to cleanse your soul Monday to Thursday.
Monday through Thursday. Divine inspirational music.
Yes, you need to cleanse your soul, and then
and we interact with pastors coming in, giving testimonies, and so, you know. And another thing,
okay, well, it's unanimous.
It's unanimous.
Both of them are in agreement for both of you. So I am happy. Now I have a big smile on my face.
Nice. I too.
So the day I pick up the phone and call you and say, come now.
You just say family.
Okay.
You're on.
It will happen not this week, the following week.
You just say family according to the game show. What do you say? Come on down.
Izzy, you could do that any day. And I think PPS will love that too.
I tell you.
And somebody else is fingering themselves. I can't call her name. And the reason I can't call her name is because I don't know her name.
Oh. Yeah.
This is somebody new.
Yeah, but what?
I don't know this person. She's wet and she's fingering herself and she has 2 fingers inside of her. And what else? And she's horny. Good night, Dr. Raj. Was listening to your show on air and I have a question. Is it normal thing for a woman to have more nerve ending as the average woman? Can you not answer me? What? Can you not answer me on air? Sweetheart, or sir, whoever you are, I don't know what you're asking. I have a question. Is it a normal thing for a woman to have more nerve ending as the average woman can? No, if you talk about your vagina or your clitoris, it's the same amount of nerve ending, but the sensitivity might be greater. That should be the short answer. But could you please tell me who you are and how you want me to answer you? Not answer me on air. So where would I answer you?
That would make sense.
They're confusing me now.
Who's confusing you?
This new person.
Uh-huh.
This is not the person who's fingering herself. This is somebody else. A beautiful woman, I must say, if that is her. Ooh. The other person who I cannot give the name, she just made me an offer that I have to refuse.
Somebody making you an offer
that I have to
really
refuse.
Have to refuse? That does sound like you.
I have to refuse. Because if I accept that offer, I'll have to leave here now. And then I'll put myself in more trouble because this other person, she's monitoring me.
Oh, okay.
Get some buff.
Yeah, I don't want you to get buff too. Yeah? That's not nice to get buff.
No, it's not nice, but what you do? It comes with the territory.
It does.
Mm-hmm.
It does.
You know, some people get jealous for little things.
Oh yeah. Simple things?
Simple things. Simple things that are part of my life. Good evening to Janelle. Who else? I think I called the other names before. This is anyway, I can't see the picture clearly. So I guess when I get home, I'll have to look at that. Yeah, not you, Izzy, not you. You don't get jealous. I know you don't get jealous. I didn't mean you. As a matter of fact, she does want to join in. Yeah. She don't have a streak of jealousy now.
No?
Nope. She always wants to know how things going. And when she'll be invited.
Oh, okay. Izzy sounds like a light heavyweight champion. Anyway, folks, taking our time, it's now 28 minutes after 11 o'clock. Sexplosion on this Friday evening with Sexologist Dr. Raj. Still got a couple of minutes, so our lines are open at 222-8255, also at 612-8255. Nobody does better what we do best. When in doubt, you can always count on us for great programming at night at Power 102 FM.
I think I have to close up soon. It's coming fast and furious. Fast and furious. So that person sent that question about the nerve ending and whatnot, and well, I guess I caught it late. If you wanted me to answer you by WhatsApp, you should have said that. Please answer by WhatsApp only. But you could still contact me by WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Easy, I think a little bit, not plenty, but ooh, somebody's coming. You're coming while listening to the program. She's using the F word very nicely. With a lot of season in it.
With a lot of flair.
A lot of season in it. It sees down the line. So you didn't watch the cricket today at all?
No, I didn't know.
I got off
I was
early.
watching the.
I got off early and I spent 3 hours watching it.
I was watching the Premier League. You know what is the Premier League, right?
Football.
Yeah. English.
Yeah.
English.
I don't watch that at all.
You don't watch that at all?
Nah.
No, but the standards are very high, man.
I don't care if the standards high. The only thing I watch in football is World Cup.
You think I would have programmed myself
or Bundesliga
watching 22 men dressed in white whole day?
Yeah. What wrong with that?
And at certain time when they get the changing the balls? Because
after how many overs?
After
75 overs?
75. Oh, 75? You have to change after 75?
Mm-hmm.
5 days is a killer, man.
I love 5 days.
You know, I have gotten so accustomed to
The
seeing
T20.
To seeing T20 and the outfits that when I see white alone, I get turned off.
But that is pure cricket. That's why white alone. They're pure cricket.
Yeah.
There's purity in the cricket.
They should have 5-day games where they use colors.
They're planning to, but I don't think they should.
They should. You know why?
I don't think they should.
I'll tell you why. It will draw a younger crowd.
I don't care about a younger crowd.
So no, well, of course you want younger people to get involved with 5 days.
So why they can't watch in white? When they're watching baseball and everybody's been white?
No.
Yes?
No.
They just have on a Red Sox or something different, but they're white.
But you call a good team the Red Sox.
Yes, but they're in white.
Yeah, that's different.
That different?
Yeah.
No, mister.
5 days, okay.
Anyway, it's about time I close up because I have 2 things to address here that I want to.
And I know you're going to address them. I know that for a fact.
Undress? No, not undress.
No,
Address.
I know you will.
Uh-huh.
I can imagine the older people.
I know somebody's going to call me when I'm heading home too.
No, you're not supposed to take calls on. You're not supposed to talk while you're driving.
Bluetooth?
Uh-huh.
I don't take calls on my phone. I don't. No, I have Bluetooth for that.
Right.
Trying to tie me up over. If you like grabbing the market or...
My family, I'm telling you, this is what it's all about.
Good night, folks.
I tell you, you have been listening to Sexplosion on Power 2.1 FM with Sexologist Dr. Raj of Total Imaging Dental Therapy Center. You can join Dr. Raj right here on Power 102 FM every Thursday and Friday for Sexplosion on Power 102 FM.